Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to look at Galatians 3:26 to 28. For you are all sons of God through faith in Christ Jesus. For all of you who were baptized into Christ have clothed yourself with Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither slave nor free man. There is neither male nor female. For you are all one in Christ Jesus. Galatians 3:26 to 28. Paul was talking to the Galatians, who were by persuasion Greek in culture. They were looked down on by the Jews because they didn't believe in their God. The Jews were looked down on by the Greeks because they were Roman. The free men looked down on the slave because he wasn't free. The males looked out on the females. Why? You guessed it, because they weren't males. Each group looking down on the other for one reason: because they weren't the same as they were. Nothing has changed in almost 2,000 years. We are still judging others because they aren't who we are. Paul says to us that we are believers are to stop judging others. He tells us that in Christ we are all the same. What comes across when we say everyone is the same to one that feels oppressed? Why do you think it comes that way? Think when you say to what comes across to a person who feels oppressed, that we're all the same, that he says, yeah, we're all the same, but I'm not. And why do you think it comes that way? Because he's been conditioned to feel that way. He's been treated that way. And so now he naturally thinks that and feels that, because we, as the ones who he pictures as being the oppressors, are say we're all equal. He said, yeah, but maybe not. So I was thinking about this in light of what's happening in our world. I was one who was quick to say all lives matter, but I read what a brother had to say about this and what it said to the other person. When I or someone else makes this kind of statement, it comes across as very flippant, as though their feelings don't matter. We need to recognize these feelings of hurt and abuse are, in fact, real. Paul talks about equality, but what we, as the ones who are seen as oppressors, must not be so fast to claim this equality. Paul was talking to the Galatians as the ones who were discriminated against. They were treated as less than because the Judaizers had come in and said, you can't be with a part of us because you don't do what we do. He is recognizing the feelings and telling them those who think themselves better are in fact not better, but equal to the Galatians. He was talking as one of the Galatians, as one who had been judged wanting, because he himself had been judged that way. Why is it important to understand who is being addressed in this letter? We need to take the time to see and understand our brothers, both Christian and human, what their feelings are. We as peacemakers need to find the common ground, the equalizing point. We are not going to see healing until we accept how we have added to the hurt. We are not going to see reconciliation until we stop adding to the hurt and show a willingness to accept their feelings as valid. We are not going to see change as long as we have an us versus them attitude. It is more than us doing for them. We all need to recognize the common ground. How can this apply to other circumstances? Just the same thing. How has my attitude in this unrest been less than Christ-like? Christ did not just say they, us, have a problem What can we do for them? Christ made the problem his. Christ, he got his hands dirty. He became part of the problem in order to provide the solution. He became one of us so that he could, when he said, we're all the same, we could see that he was the same. So how can we or become part of the solution rather than just adding to the problem? Let's think about that. Let's look at our attitudes, look at our actions, and see how it may be hurtful to our brothers. Thank you.